Chapter 14. Distinguishing the Three Qualities. The blessed Lord said, I shall explain the supreme knowledge, best of the sciences, knowing which all the sages have gone from here to supreme perfection. Having recourse to this knowledge, arrived at my state of identity. Even at creation they are not born, and at dissolution they do not tremble. My womb is great God. In it I put the seed. The origin of all beings come from this place, Bharata. In all wombs, Kataya, forms come to be, of which God is the great womb. I am the seed-sowing Father. Goodness, emotions, darkness, thus the qualities born of nature, binds great armed one in the body, the imperishable embodied one. Of these glories, goodness, free from impurity, illuminating, healthy, binds by attachment to happiness, and by attachment to knowledge, sinless one. Know that emotions whose soul is passion is born of thirsty attachment. This binds down the embodied one, Katunya, by attachment to action. But know that darkness is born of ignorance, confusing all embodied ones. This binds down by negligence, laziness, sleep, Bharata. Goodness causes attachment to happiness, emotion to actions, Bharata. But obscuring knowledge, darkness, even in negligence causes attachments, prevailing over emotions and darkness. Goodness come to be, Bharata. Emotions over goodness and darkness. Likewise, darkness over goodness and emotion. When the light of knowledge is born in all the doors in this body, then it may be known that goodness has thus grown powerful indeed. Greed, exertion, undertaking of actions, unrest, lust, these are produced when emotion is in power, Bharata Bowl. Lack of light and lack of exertion, negligence and confusion, these are produced when darkness is in power, Kuri Joy. But with goodness and power, when the embodied one goes at dissolution, then one arrives at the stainless worlds of the knowers of the highest. Going to dissolution in emotion, one is born among those attached to action. Likewise, dissolving in darkness, one is born in wombs of the deluded. Of actions well done, they say, the fruit is good without impurity, but the fruit of emotion is pain, the fruit of darkness, ignorance. From goodness springs knowledge, and from emotions, greed. Negligent confusion comes from darkness, as does ignorance. Those staying good go upward, the emotional remained in the middle. The lower quality state, the dark, go downward. When the observer perceives no doer other than the qualities, and knows the highest, this one attains my presence, transcending these three qualities, coming to be in the body, the embodied, released from birth, death, old age, pain, attains immortality. Arjuna said, by what characteristics does the one transcending these three qualities come to be, Lord? What is the conduct, and how does one transcend these three qualities? The blessed Lord said, illumination and progress and delusion, Sadhu Pandu. One neither hates their occurrence, nor longs for their absence. Whoever is seated impartially is not disturbed by the qualities. The qualities operate thus. Whoever stands firm does not waver. The same in pain and pleasure, self-reliant, the same to a clod, a stone, gold, equal to the loved and unloved, constant, equal to blame and praise, and honor and dishonor equal, equal toward friend and enemy, renouncing all undertakings. This one is said to be quality transcending, and whoever serves me with unswerving devotional union, transcending these qualities, this one is fit for God realization. For I am the foundation of God, of the immortal, of the imperishable, and of everlasting justice and absolute happiness. According to the search results, this chapter is called The Yoga of the Division of the Three Modes. In this chapter, Krishna reveals the three gunas, modes of the material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance, which influences everything in the material existence. He also explains how one can transcend these modes and attain liberation from the cycle of birth and death. In this chapter, there are 27 verses. The three main points of the chapters are: Krishna says that he will report to Arjuna the supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, by knowing which all the great saints attain the highest perfection. He says that those who take refuge in this wisdom will be united with him and will not be reborn at the time of creation, nor destroyed at the time of dissolution. Krishna says that the total material substance, Priti, is the womb. He impregnates it with the individual souls, and thus all living beings are born. He says that for all species of life that are produced, the material nature is the womb, and he is the seed-giving father. Krishna says that Priti consists of three modes: Satya, goodness; Rajas, passions; and Tamas, ignorance. He says that these three modes bind the soul to the body by creating attachment and aversion. He says that Satya binds by attachment to knowledge and joy, Rajas by attachment to action and desire, and Tamas by attachments to ignorance and delusion. Krishna says that Satya is pure and illuminating. It leads to happiness and knowledge. He says that Rajas is restless and active. It leads to pain and suffering. He says that Tamas is dull and inert. It leads to ignorance and inertia. Krishna says that Satya, truth, prevails when it overcomes Rajas and Tamas. Rajas prevails when it overcomes Satya and Tamas. Tamas prevails when it overcomes Satya and Rajas. Krishna says when the Satya prevails, one experiences wisdom, virtue, happiness, detachments, etc. When Rajas prevails, one experiences greed, restlessness, ambition, dissatisfaction, etc. When Tamas prevails, one experiences laziness, sleepiness, confusion, delusion, etc. Krishna says that the mode that rules one at the time of death determines one's next destination. He says that those who die in Satya go to higher realms of light and joy. Those who die in Rajas remain in the middle realms of action and desire. Those who die in Tamas go to lower realms of darkness and ignorance. Krishna says those who transcend the three modes attain his state of being. He says that they are free from birth, death, old age, and sorrow. He says they drink the nectar of immortality. Arjuna asks Krishna how to recognize those who have transcended the three modes and what are their characteristics. Krishna replies that those who have transcended the three modes are indifferent to them. They are neither elated by Satya, nor disturbed by Rajas, nor deluded by Tamas. They are steady in all situations and treat all beings equally. Krishna further describes those who have transcended the three modes as follows. They worship him with exclusive devotion. They are detached from sexual pleasures. They are free from egoism. They are equalized, equal posed in honor and dishonor. They are serene in success or failure. They are devoted to him with their whole being.